Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andrew Davis. Obviously, my good friend Paul Gomez is here, and I haven't done one of these in a while. And it's WrestleMania season. Tomorrow, I believe, is the Hall of Fame, which it's up in the air. It's up in the air. We don't have to talk about the Hall of Fame because there's plenty of other things to talk about, such as breaking down WrestleMania 42. And there's two nights. Obviously, everybody has a reaction to it. I think is a fair statement. Right, Paul. I mean, everybody has a reaction to WrestleMania 42, good, bad, and different. I mean, you can't not. There's no neutral on this. You're either really excited for it, you're just love WrestleMania, or you're saying, "God help us all, we're fucked." It's one of those, or a combination of all of those. But obviously, that's what we're talking about.
I think it's definitely a combination of all of those for me. To me, I think it's going to be a train
No,
wreck.
you can't be neutral. You
And
cannot
I'm
be neutral.
excited to
No
watch it.
neutral. You can't be neutral on
No,
this. I'm sorry. There's no
no,
neutrality.
like I said, I think it's going to be bad, and I'm excited to watch it because it's going to be bad. I want to see how bad it's going to be. Do you think WWE can shoot itself in the
Let
worst?
me ask you a question. I'm gonna ask a genuine question.
Okay.
So, and I'll tell you what I think. Right? Do you think it's gonna be bad because it's two nights? And I'm gonna preface the question this way: is that last year and the year before, when it was two nights, I was exhausted by Sunday, and halfway through Sunday, I was just wrestled the fuck out, right? And I was wrestle fatigued out, right? I would rather have a 6 hour show, go from 6 to 12 at night, to get it all over it, and have it ascend that way and be done with it on a Saturday, and not do two nights of this shit, because two nights of this shit is a lot. And I don't know how you feel about that, but I feel that's part of the problem is that it's too much content that really should just be on a 5, 6 hour show instead. And we should just pull the band-aid off. Because I think that's also part of the problem. But I do think there's other issues too, but I don't think it helps. But I'm curious how you feel about that.
So I saw a meme just earlier today saying that it's going to be over 15 hours for both night A and night B. That includes the pre-show and the after show. Over 15 hours of watching WrestleMania if you're going to watch it from beginning to end. I personally think that there have been some great shows that have been two nights, but there's been one or two that kind of were like, why? WrestleMania last year, or let me even skip WrestleMania from last year. The WrestlePalooza, which I think was, extended a little bit longer than normal PLEs. It was like, why would you put this on a PLE? It's not even worth a kind of watch. But I don't think that's the excuse. To me, I love it if it's good, but I don't think it's going to be that good.
So WrestleMania 40, right? It was Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns and The Rock on night one. And then night two was Cody versus Roman in Tribal Chief. I thought that was great. I thought there was stakes there. I thought the concept was good. I thought that was a great 2 night position because night one definitely affected night two without a doubt, right? There were stakes that at the end of night one, you had an idea of what is night two going to look like. And Seth Rollins was sacrificed his body and he had a title defense the next night too. So there was real stakes involved in that. And I understand this is play wrestling per se, and it might sound a little weird when I say this, but I felt like there was something at stake here, right? With these shows is that nothing that happens on one of the matches, and we're going to talk about it in a second, Liv Morgan versus Seven People Care, has no impact on night two. You could put night two WrestleMania in the middle of August, and it wouldn't really change anything in the WWE universe beyond a title defense. I mean, they're two separate complete shows that are both called WrestleMania. Like, that's my issue with the 2 night position is that if there was connecting bridges where you had a fatal 4-way at the end of night one that determined who's going to face somebody in night two, that's at least something, right? But like There's
Yeah,
no tie-in. Like,
I don't think things have to be that way where night one connects to night two. I think it's better if they do happen to have a story throughout the whole PLE. But like I said, I really don't think that's an easy fall guy. You could say this is the reason I don't like it is because they're not connected. But do you have to have them connected? Me personally, I think, like I said, can WWE shoot itself in the foot worse than it already has? I think the build up to the matches that it hasn't really been there.
Let's get into this because we're gonna have difference of opinions here.
Okay.
On certain things, right? So we'll go with night one to start with, right? So the match that is number one on Wikipedia, whether it's the card or not, but we're going off of Wikipedia here, is the Vision, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed with Paul Heyman versus the Usos and LA Knight. So I don't have a problem with throwing I Show Speed into that match because I like I Show Speed and I get the guy is super popular and it's definitely going to drive traffic to WWE and it doesn't hurt anybody in that match. It only benefits them. But this match is pointless to me, right? It's pointless to me, and the only reason why it's relevant is that I Show Speed. It just streams all the fucking time and the guy streams 20 hours a day, his whole body. I mean, and so it's going to draw attention to something that would not get the attention, and so that match is going to be watched, but nobody's going to give a fuck. So it's a placeholder that will get views. Does that make sense?
No, I agree with you that is a placeholder that nobody really cares that much about.
And you probably agree that it's going to get views, right?
Yeah, I mean, I Show Speed obviously going to be there, but let me ask you something. Whenever they had Mike Tyson on, it was going to get views. I mean, it was Mike Tyson, right? But did it interrupt the match to the point where, he had to be in it, so it took away from other things?
I'm going to argue with you on that. I thought Mike Tyson was a benefit with the DX stuff back in the day in the Attitude Era. And it's like, wasn't that Mike Tyson?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying having I Show Speed is a benefit just because of its popularity. But the thing about it is,
I'm challenged. I know your argument, right? Sorry to cut you off. I agree with your argument. I don't think the Mike Tyson thing. I think Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather is a better argument because I thought that was just dumb.
You got to listen to what I'm getting at first. Okay,
fair enough.
You said that it was kind of pointless and lackluster of a match, and I agree with you. But here you got the Vision, who's got the tag team belts, and because they're in this match, they're not putting the tag team championships on the line or anything like that. Why wouldn't you have I Show Speed as a guest ref or a manager or something like that to make the stakes even higher? What stakes are there? None. So I think it's a detriment to having them there, but
would be better, right? If you had I Show Speed as a hype man with Paul Heyman, you had the Usos, and LA Knight was in the corner of the Usos, and then you had LA Knight somewhere in the match take out I Show Speed, and they brawl out, and then the match continues, right? And then the Vision or the Usos do something dirty while the ref is distracted, like, and somebody wins the belts that way. Like, at least that's a pop. But again, but if I Show Speed is in there, and look, I like I Show Speed. I mean, I don't have a problem with him personally. I have less of a problem with him than I do with Logan Paul, to be honest. I don't like Logan Paul, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, Logan Paul is right now in a lot of fucking problems. He's got a lot of issues going on, and he has $1 million problems. For those who don't know what's going on.
It's not about his problems. He's proven himself to be a good wrestler. I mean, look at some of the things that he's done.
I agree he's talented, but I don't know if he's a benefit right now to WWE with everything that's going on with his reputation, I don't know if he's a benefit. I really don't. I'm not saying that like, and it sounds crazy when I say that, but I don't know if he's a benefit, right? And it's not political. This Pokemon bullshit and this CoffeeZilla lawsuit and this crypto shit that's now coming out, I don't think it
Right.
helps WWE. I don't. I actually think it hurts them.
I don't think 90% of the people that watch it know about all this stuff that's going on. I think again, he's proven himself to be a good wrestler. To me, he's actually been better than half the other wrestlers that are out there wrestling full time. So is he a benefit? I think he's a good wrestler. Why would you not?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just don't. I think it's whatever. But again, this match is fucking pointless. I mean, it really is, right? It's a placeholder.
I
It's gonna be a fun pop. When I show Speed does something crazy in that match, more so than Logan Paul, because it's gonna be an unexpected but expected pop, right? I mean, that's what's gonna happen, and I know it, you know it, and we all know it. So, that I don't know if you have any. I mean, my view on it is very crystal clear that I just don't care. I just don't care. If this match starts the show, and hopefully it doesn't,
It
this is
does.
the.
It starts the first night.
Is it going to start the first night? Has that been confirmed?
Yeah, because Oba is going to start the second night. Oba and Brock.
I mean, again. I mean, I'm reading off the card, but who knows if this is how they're going to do the card, because they change cards all the time. But I digress.
Well, they've announced it, saying that they're starting it on ESPN for free for the first hour, and that this is going to be the first match of the first night, and then Oba and Brock are going to be the first match of the second night.
Fair enough, but we're going to get to the second night in a second. So obviously, then I want to get to match 2, because Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, unsanctioned match. I don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with this as a match, right? Because I want to see these two guys beat the shit out of each other, right? I don't have a problem with it as a match. I have a problem from it as a story, because Drew should have been the champion going into Mania.
Yes.
So once we get
you hit it right on the nose.
I feel that we have to separate the two, right? Because Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match, it's going to be a fun one to watch. I don't think there's going to be anything wrong with the match. I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be a solid match, right? I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a real brawl. It's going to be a lot of pops. I hope they just go all over the arena. I hope they get out in the parking lot. I hope they do something wild in this match. And I just hope they let these guys just get creative. But that's the problem, is that it should have been Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, and Jacob Fatu should have been next in line for a championship shot somewhere down the line. Maybe not next, but he should have been in a championship match with Drew but not at Mania. Does that make sense? That's how I feel about it, right? But again, if we tabled all the problems of the politicking behind the scenes of why this happened too, which is a whole different discussion, I don't have a problem with this match. I just want to see these guys beat the shit out of each other, because I think they're going to do one hell of a match.
I'm a big fan of both of these guys. I think both of the wrestlers are great wrestlers. I believe, like you said, it should have been Drew coming in with the belt. I don't care who he was facing, but the fact that they did him that way and then threw him in a match and then put him in an unsanctioned match, what is that, like a backyard brawl or something? It doesn't matter. I mean,
what I don't like is that, so in AEW, they used to keep score, right? An unsanctioned match doesn't count on your record, right? But in WWE, we don't have a record, right? So what
it
the
doesn't matter.
fuck is the point of a sanctioned match? So I'll give you an example, right? So let's say you're fighting somebody in MMA and it's unsanctioned. It doesn't count on your record. So if you lose an unsanctioned bout, you're still undefeated because it wasn't sanctioned, right? That's the concept. In this, and in AEW, it was the same idea, right? So if John Moxley is facing Kenny Omega in an unsanctioned bout and Moxley loses and he was undefeated in AEW, it doesn't count against his undefeated record. But in this case, there's no record.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
again,
like I said, I'm a big fan of both of these guys, but the way they threw it together, the way they pulled the belt off Drew real fast, it seemed like they didn't care either. Not these two wrestlers. I'm saying WWE. That's all they did was kind of like say, "Hey, he's going after him because he might have knocked him out whenever whatever happened," and they didn't even reveal if it was him or wasn't him. So does it matter? No, it doesn't matter.
I mean, look, I think that Drew really has tried to make this at least somewhat meaningful or at least somewhat interesting. And I think even Jacob Fatu has stepped up. And I think that they have worked with a piece of shit to at least try to make this work. And I think they took a bad situation and at least got it above water, if that makes any sense. But that's probably more credit to Drew than anybody else in this whole circumstance. But again, I'm excited for this one. I really am. I mean, maybe everybody else is not, but again, this is not a wrestling problem. This is a corporate WWE issue or story. Maybe not corporate WWE, more creative. Creative is a better word to use here, I think, on that regard. But that's how I feel. But match 3, Stephanie Vauquer versus Liv Morgan. I don't have a problem with this match either, because again, I don't think that there's been anything wrong with this match. I don't think there's anything wrong with this match. I think this is a WrestleMania situation. Liv won the Royal Rumble. It's her first Royal Rumble in 11 years she won. Stephanie Vauquer is, I think, a decent champion. And I think we're getting really the two top women on Raw going at it at the moment. Whether you like them, whether you think Stephanie's a good wrestler or bad wrestler, I think it's fun. And I think we have two top tier wrestlers going at it in the company on Raw because we don't have Rhea Ripley on Raw anymore, right? And so because I don't know who you would replace, and they didn't screw Stephanie over, and they didn't screw Liv over, and I feel like the shot was earned. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I would say that Liv is definitely one of the top 5 female wrestlers. I think she's great. The way I'm looking at it is it Liv is better or Stephanie better? I don't think Stephanie's that good. I think she botches moves way too much. I don't think she's earned the belt. I think they're trying to force it on us. And to me, I hope Liv carries this match a little bit more than anything because to me, Liv is a better wrestler. Could they have
Did
done better? I think they could have. Having
well,
said
let's
that,
do
I
this.
am looking forward to it because to me, this is the biggest female wrestling put together kind of match. But that really isn't saying that much.
Yeah, it's not Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. It's not Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Ronda Rousey. That is the biggest WrestleMania women's match of all time, hands down. I mean, that
Let me
Becky
ask you
Lynch.
this. Let me ask you this, and you don't have to answer right now because we got other women's wrestling matches to talk about. The past 2 years, who really stole the show? And to
In
me, it
women,
was a female wrestler, but it wasn't either one of these people. But
I'll be
to
honest
me,
with you. In the
this
last
is
in
the
the
biggest
last
one.
10, who do you think stole the show?
Well, I want to say because it leads to the other female wrestlers, but I don't want to say just yet. But it wasn't either one of these. Having said that, I think that this is the biggest match for the females, but I don't think either one of them are the top of the game.
On this card, I tend to agree with you. I mean, at least on a wrestling level, right? Because the
Right.
match after this is AJ versus Becky on a story level. That is way bigger on a story level. That story is just so much deeper, right? And there's so much more blood because that story can spin out a lot of other stuff. Because it could spin out Seth Rollins, CM Punk could get involved. later on somewhere in this that it could spark a lot of other stuff, right? That if necessary. And I just love Becky as a heel, but I do agree. But in the last 10 years, the biggest women's match in WrestleMania history was Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey, and that match is off the chain. I mean, it's I mean, and I'm open to being challenged on this. I really am by anybody.
And I'll tell you, like I said, I'll tell you who I think the two matches of the past 2 years at WrestleMania who really carried it. But I really don't want to bring that up just yet until we talk more about the female wrestling.
So
AJ versus Becky. Yeah, didn't we do this like 5 times already?
Yeah, you know what it is. I like AJ Lee. I like AJ. I like Becky.
Oh, AJ Lee.
But like at this point, like I feel like it's a farewell tour for Becky Lynch. Like that's how it feels to me. Whether she's done or she's not done is not relevant, right? With Seth Rollins, I don't get the sense of a farewell tour going on with him. With Becky, I feel like she's going out in the sunset in 18 months from now, right? She's got 18 months. Like that's how it feels. Whether it is or it isn't, it feels that way. And this feels like a last hoorah. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I also feel like they just gave AJ the belt too. Like it just doesn't like. I don't care. Like I'm not interested in this. I'll give you a better match that I would rather see. Right? I'd rather see Lola Vice versus Becky Lynch. I'd rather see Lola Vice versus AJ. I'd rather see Lola Vice versus a broomstick.
Well, and again, you could make so many different scheduled things. What about putting Liv in there against either one of these girls? That would have been a better match than either one of these two matches, I think. And having said that, like I said, I feel like we've done Becky and AJ 5 times in the past 3 months. Just kind of tired of it now. Why would you make that a WrestleMania match?
I again, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I don't know what to say. And when she said, I mean, it's just that I don't really care. Again, me and my friends are getting hammered watching WrestleMania on Saturday night. So this is going to be a very different reaction because me and my friends are going to get hammered, right? So I don't give a shit, right? Like that's where I'm at, right? You know, so who cares for me at the very minimum? Because half these matches, like, well, you know, I'm going to grab another beer. And
I think
that's
talent wise, I think that this is the match that's going to have the most talent for the females. But again, it just the buildup wasn't that good. It's drawn out. Do I really want to watch another match with them too?
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I'm excited in which that. And all I'm hoping is that Becky has a speed entrance. That'd be cool. Like something cool because she can pull it off, right? Like she can do something really cool because she has, right? More so than AJ can on an entrance level. And if anybody's gonna have like cool entrances, it's gonna be those two. And I'm hoping for it. In which that I think that and because that would help a lot to this match. But I digress. And then the match that should be interesting is the Fatal 4-Way, which is the Irresistible Force, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend, which I'll just say it, and anybody can disagree with me. I think WWE is grooming Lash Legend. I know grooming is a complicated word, but they are grooming, teaching, and protecting her and really building her up and making her into a mega star in the women's division. And they're doing what they should have done with Jade Cargill, with Lash Legend. Meaning, but that's a different discussion. Meaning they're putting her under a veteran and teaching her the business and giving her the little baby steps, which is the tag team titles, so that then she could go get an intercontinental belt and then she could be carried the women's division for a year, 2 years, or 3 years, or however long it's necessary. And now they just solved a major problem in the wrestling business. But I digress. Versus Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Lyra, Valkyria, and the Bella Twins. But it should be fun. It's fun to see the Bella Twins back. It's fun to see the Bella Twins back because Nikki Bella has to pay a lot of money in alimony to her husband. It's the first time in history that a female wrestler divorces her husband, had the real prize in John Cena, went to another man, had a kid with the man, and that she has to pay him money. So she has to go back to work because she's worth more money than her husband's worth.
All out of ring issues aside, I think this is going to be a good match. You got the Bella Twins, you got Bailey and Valkyria, Lyra. I think I mispronounce that every time. And then you got Alexa and Charlotte, which I think all three of these tag teams are great. They're going up against the champions, which, kind of leads to it making it stand out and mean a little bit more. So I do say that for that reason, I'm looking forward to this match a little bit more than other matches. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be handicapped because there are too many people in this match. That's my only worry. I think there's a great amount of people and the good, doubles that are in there. I think Bailey and Lyra are going to walk away with it. I agree that Last Legend's getting kind of boosted, if you will, and I think that's a good thing for her. I don't think she's been half bad, but I like I said, I think Bailey and Lyra is going to take it out. Take it home.
Well, I think she made a bad decision in her career because she came out of the WNBA and they just all raised their pay. So she would have, if she stuck around, she would probably be making more money, maybe 500,000. But we all make choices. But I also like the fact that let's just say it was the Bella Twins versus the Irresistible Force. It would feel like retro paying homage to veterans and giving some veterans like a free ride to the top. But since we have Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and Bailey and Lyra Valkyria in there, it masks that veteran bullshit. And I hate to use what John Cena says. I'm John Cena and I want a title shot bullshit, which was fun to say to AJ Styles, by the way, and rightfully so. He could say it. But and sometimes you got to pull rank, right? But it eliminates that rank pulling, I feel, in that regard. And I kind of like it because I think it's going to add a lot of fun to this match that the Bella Twins are back there. We're going to get some retro WWE stuff in there, back in kind of like I don't want to say the heyday, but going back in the time machine 10 years a little bit, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I think it's going to be fun. I don't have a problem with the match, right? Like and then Seth Rollins versus Gunther. I mean, I love Seth Rollins. Just pulled the Seth Rollins auto that is an Insignia Inc. auto that isn't even made yet, which is insane. So they send you a piece of paper. That my niece ripped up the piece of paper, but not the card. I want to make that crystal clear here. I redeemed the card before, so the card is worthless once you redeem it, right? So the redemption card is worthless, but the card is worth money. But so I love Seth Rollins. I think he is one of the best wrestlers ever. And I think he's unbelievable. I'm not a fan of Gunther. Like I feel like he's either on or he's off. There's no in between.
There's some wrestlers that are really good at being bad, and there's some wrestlers that are really good at being good. I've always heard that wrestlers not doing their job if you just don't care about the match or want to change the channel. I think Seth is great at keeping your attention, whether he's good or bad. I think Gunther kind of doesn't excite me that much. Having said that, whenever I saw that this was leading to a match, I thought it would be great. So I'm kind of looking forward to this. This is probably my number 2 match that I'm looking forward to the most. But having said that, I'm not a big fan. I'm sorry?
We differ on this. This is like the least thing I want to see.
Well, I want to see Seth versus Gunther. I mean, I don't think they built it up as much as they could have, but they didn't do that bad of a job. To me, it felt like it was rushed, but it was still a better build-up than 90% of the other matches.
I don't care. I just don't care. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel so bad when I say that. Like, I don't care. I'm immune to it, right? Like, I'm like
Immune
turned off. Like, I'm just turned off. Like, I had a
by both of them?
situation just by the match concept. Like, I'll just tell a personal story really quick without going too much into details. But somebody was giving me a real hard time and was just saying, like, you don't have enough views to interview this person. And as they said, I was so turned off to interview the person I wanted to interview. I just said, thank you for your time. Right. I was so turned off. Right. And that's how I feel about this match. I'm just so turned off from it. Like, it's not a Gunther problem. It's not a Seth Rollins problem. I just don't like it. It turns me off. Like, it's a weird thing to say, but like it makes me like be like I'm good. I don't need this one.
I think
Like
Seth Rollins can carry a match. I think he is like a modern day Shawn Michaels. And to me, Gunther is kind of like a stone wall. I mean, I think it's going to be good. To me, it's the second best match that I'm looking forward to.
I can respect it, but this is what makes it so good, right? About wrestling is that not everything you'll have to agree on it, right?
Right.
This
Right.
is like the thing that I don't want to see, right? I'm more interested. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm really interested in seeing, right? And then the final match of night one, which is Cody versus Randy with Pat McAfee. And I love this match. Okay, I
Oh,
love this
God.
match, and but I love it because I understand what they're doing, and I get the whole inner workings and the politics. But I also and we'll just state the obvious here. Cody is the champion because Cody sells tickets. Cody goes on the shows. Cody sells sponsorships, and Cody brings in millions of dollars for WWE. And Drew McIntyre does not sell neatly vodka, right? Am I wrong on any of that I just said? So when we
Yes.
talk about the Pat
Yes. Yes, you
McAfee
are.
problem, really? So I'm wrong that Drew McIntyre sells vodka?
No, you're wrong that Cody sells tickets. Are the tickets down by like 20,000? I mean,
Really?
if I was Pat
But
McAfee last week,
why?
if I
Why
was
are
Pat
they?
McAfee, I would have been like, you should be ashamed that they can't even sell out WrestleMania while you're the champion.
But it's more complicated than that. Why tickets are down,
No,
though, right?
no,
Really,
no,
really.
no.
Let's go through it though on an economic level. Things haven't come down on prices. Things are people have less money. Money is less free. There's fear in the marketplace. We look at all the problems, and you did a bunch of Kickstarters. I'm a backer of Kickstarters. I mean, right now, I mean, if we're gonna have a real honest discussion about this, and this all relates, I promise everybody, I'm having problems selling people's books. So I have
Okay,
bought books at wholesale for $7.50, and I can't even sell them for $5. Nobody wants it, which tells me that part of the problem here with this is that I think that yes, WWE has not exactly marketed WrestleMania great. I also think people are fucking broke, and that doesn't help either, right? I mean, you're shaking your head, but you have to admit that if people are economically struggling, you know, I mean, just so everybody's aware that I lost my job and I was laid off from my job in June. If I wanted to go to WrestleMania and I lost my job, I'm not going to Mania, right? Even if the tickets were, let's say that instead of it being, $500, it was $250 a ticket, I still might not go because I don't have money, right? And so there's that major problem that's underlying, but there's also the problem where the tickets are really fucking expensive too. And we're not talking about front row seats, right? That's not the problem, right? $42,000 if you want to sit in the front row seat. That's not the problem. It's when you're all the way up top and it's 2 grand. That's the fucking problem, right? I mean,
okay.
we agree on that point, right?
No, no, hold on. Let me talk about the problem, okay? Again, if I was Pat McAfee, I would have went out there this past week. You can't sell out and you're the champion? Look at the ticket sales on both of the nights. Because what you're saying is because of the economy. No. If night two is selling better than night one, then obviously they're doing something right over there. he had to go get a discount for night one, and Cody's the champion on there. So it's not the economy if you get two comics, put them both on a Kickstarter, and one sells better than the other. You can't blame the economy. You can blame Cody Rhodes. Why?
But
Because they had a bad buildup. Hold on, I let you speak. They had a bad buildup. So they basically took the belt off Drew, threw it on Cody, which was not expected by anybody. And then they made such a bad twist. They put two good guys against each other. Two good guys. And then they're trying to make Randy the bad guy. Everybody's cheering him. And they're like, what else can we do?
This is, and I'm fine. I'll let you finish.
But what else can we do? Let's go get somebody that we can think can increase sales. And what they do is they get the shovel and they dig the hole deeper. Because Pat McAfee was not going to do anything after Randy said, there's more than one wrestling family. What does Pat McAfee have to do with it? That was creative problem.
So
Cody is Cody's problem. It's
but the
perfect storm.
You dismissed though the issue of corporate sponsorship completely. You haven't addressed that. And that's I'm calling you out a little.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because
Night
when
2 is selling better.
No. Let me explain though, right? So if all of a sudden Neatly Vodka is a major sponsor of WWE, right? And Cody has it on his bus, right? And Cody's the champ. And now Cody's doing the commercials. And now Neatly Vodka says, well, we want to have some say in this. And well, all of a sudden you have certain people promoting it. There you go, right? That's part of this. That's part of the problem is that you're looking at me like I'm crazy, right? If I was to say to you,
more people to promote it, that's not the problem.
No. What did I say? Repeat what I said.
You're saying that Cody was with the vodka, Neatly Vodka, and they wanted to have say in it. Do you think they had creative control?
What they want. Let me explain. I'm going to go further because I don't think you understood. So let me clarify the position. They want to have.
Your main argument was the economy. I'm telling you, Night 2 sold better than.
It was more than just the economy, though. It was more than just the economy, in which that the economy is a part of the issue, without a doubt. So what I was explaining about the Neatly Vodka and corporate sponsorships is that when you have Cody Rhodes promoting Neatly Vodka and he's the champion, that helps to sell their vodka. And if they have a huge amount of money and they want to triple their sponsorship, they might say, well, if Cody's the champ, this is going to increase sales. So I wasn't talking about promoting WrestleMania. I was talking about promoting the vodka. So all of a sudden what happens sometimes is that you want to have a sponsor and you might make somebody a champion who's promoting something because it's going to increase sales because they're writing you a big check. Whether that's right or wrong, that's the way it works sometimes. And I think that's what's going on a little bit, that TKO WWE is getting maybe $5, $10, $20 million in corporate sponsorships because they dropped American beer and they need to find that after the whole Hulk Hogan passing happened. And they need to find where that revenue stream can come out of. And that's what I think is partially going on with this whole championship bullshit with Cody. Now, that's a different problem than the actual show, but I think that's why he actually, in that whole championship switch happened, because of corporate sponsors of real money and real corporate sponsorship and promotions that Cody's involved in. That's what I think is really why we're in this situation in WrestleMania. I mean, do you think that it doesn't mean
the creative? That's why.
I think it's a part of it. I really do. Because
I think that wrestlers sponsor stuff all the time, and I don't think it hurt the brand because he was sponsoring vodka. I think what hurt the brand was them taking the belt off Drew and throwing him in a wrestling match with another good guy and expecting everybody to turn on that good guy. And they didn't. So they brought Pat McAfee in. Huh?
So they have, that's a creative problem. I don't think Neatly Vodka is hurt at all as a company,
Well,
right?
I don't think Neely Vodka has any problems or any benefits at this point.
I
Like I said,
think
I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason this match is bad is because it's a perfect storm of everybody.
no. What I was explaining is that the match isn't bad because of Neatly Vodka. I think what happened and what I'm getting at the point of, and I know it sounds crazy, but I don't think it's so crazy if we're going to really look at the economics. I think they might have said to WWE, we want Cody Rhodes champion because it increases our sales. We have data that substantiates X, right? If he's champion, people are going to buy this vodka now, and our sales are going to increase by X. If he's not champion, our sales decrease. We're happy and we're willing to pay you 20, 30, 40 million dollars to be the sponsor. WWE lost American beer because without Hulk Hogan, that thing doesn't have an engine, which is a bigger problem, as Vince Russo was explaining. And then this is
I
where
don't think.
huge corporate money problems because you got to go in and fuel the engine. And so he's offering you $40 million or $20 million or $10 million, whatever it is, and you lost a $10 million contract, you got to fill the gap. And so when Cody's champ, it does that. And then furthermore, Cody gets media more so, which then gets more viewership, more other sponsors, and it gets more PPV views or whatever you want to call them, or PLE views, and gets people interested. And the match is just dog shit regardless, but at least people are watching, which is where the money is. So I agree with you. The match is a problem. I'm explaining why I think we got here. Because there's millions of dollars at stake.
Well, I don't think a sponsorship. I don't think a sponsorship is the problem. Like right now, I think the biggest seen sponsorship by Cody Rhodes is that ice cream cone thing. But having said that, I don't think that TKO or WWE is really bending to the sponsors so much that they put the belt on Cody just because of them. I think they would have said, "Hey, this is WrestleMania. This is us controlling it." I don't think it was. I don't think it was that. I think it was everything else.
I think it's a part of it. I really do.
Well,
I mean,
even if it was a part of it, it was a very small part. Like I said, to me, it
it's
was
all bigger.
them putting one face against another face, which they shouldn't have done, and expecting everybody to turn on the face that they were trying to turn, and it didn't happen. And
And
then
then
the building is set up, like I said, of Randy Orton and everybody expecting somebody to have to come in who was a wrestling family member, and then you bring Pat McAfee. It's
so
like going into a movie expecting a comedy and it turns out to be a horror.
I think the Pat McAfee thing is also very complicated too, to some degree. So
Well, I agree that is complicated, but
let
it's
me
what they
explain.
did. Huh?
So we all agree that Pat McAfee has a big following and has a big audience, right? Nobody denies that, right? I mean, we're not going to contest that, right? I mean, right?
Right.
It's kind of like if Stephen A. Smith, has Paul Heyman on. I don't know if you ever saw that clip where Stephen A. Smith had Paul Heyman on the Stephen A. Smith show. It's really funny, really funny. And then, like Stephen A. Smith is like, "You have done it so well, Paul. And someday the student is going to surpass the teacher, and I am going to be a wise man." We're all over the WWE, and like that's Stephen A. Smith saying it to Paul Heyman. Really funny moment, right? Really
Right.
good piece for WWE. Really good piece. So I don't have a problem with Pat McAfee on a media level and the viewership. I don't. So no. If they did it right, would you have a problem with it?
Okay, so here's the
Let,
thing.
let,
If
let
they
me
did it
pitch you how I think it should have been done. Right? What if
well,
you?
before you do that, let me respond to what you said. Pat McAfee has a following. Yes, he does. Do you think he's going to give you a bump at WrestleMania? No. Why?
I don't know about that.
He's been on wrestling shows. He's fought Gunther. So it's like you're going to the well too many times. He's been there. We've seen him.
So there's a
He's not a
lot of
bump.
stuff.
He's not a
So
bump.
so so, so this is what's complicated about Pat McAfee, right? Pat McAfee's agent is Ari Emanuel. Ari Emanuel, I don't know if you know who Ari Emanuel is,
Yeah.
right? Ari Emanuel is what, part of Endeavor and part of, I think, what was Endeavor, and then he was also what what was it, what show was Jeremy Piven in, that the Entourage.
Entourage.
So Jeremy Piven was based off of Ari.
Right.
Fascinating show. I love Entourage. Entourage is a fun show to watch. But the point is that, so Ari has a lot to say in TKO, right? Ari is, I think, in charge of the whole operation to a degree. And he's the one that answers the Silver Lake. But Ari is one of the smartest people in entertainment, hands down. But so he obviously is Pat McAfee's agent. And so naturally, if Pat McAfee says, I want to be on Mania, it's going to happen because Ari. Absolutely.
Pat McAfee's come on record saying that he didn't want to be on Mania.
I don't know about that. I think that's bullshit. I think it's bullshit.
Maybe it was a show, but let me tell you, he didn't help.
I don't know about that. Because we're in a weird time right now where negative press goes further than positive press, and we're all talking about this shit. We're all talking about it.
You're talking. I'm like, really? Why?
This match doesn't matter. You're not even having it Cody versus Randy. It's Cody versus Pat McAfee.
But that's just,
you're watering it down.
They're getting us to all get hooked on this thing that we all seem, or I don't hate it, I don't care one way or the other, right? I mean,
I might just turn it off early. You're right. I might turn it. They're getting it to where I don't care about the match.
But they're going to make me so much fucking money because I'm a shareholder of this company. So I don't give a shit. See, I think about it differently, right? They're getting you to talk about something you don't want to talk about, right? I don't talk about Halo because I thought Halo was a piece of shit. And guess
what? If we were talking about all the cards, I wouldn't talk about this one.
But we have to talk about it because it's family.
I'm trying to tell you.
It was perfect.
You're saying they're getting us talk about it. They're not getting us talk about it. I wouldn't talk about it if it wasn't for the entire preview. If you said, "Come on, let's talk about Cody versus Randy and Pat McAfee," I'd be like, "No."
No. But this is the thing. I go into all these wrestling groups, right? And this is all they're fucking talking about. And I'm like, if you all fucking hate it, yeah, dude, I see it all the fucking time.
All the ones that I see are talking about Ova.
They're talking about that too.
They're talking about that period.
No, they're talking about a lot of shit. I mean, a lot of people are saying, damn, Lash Legend is fine. Like half the group's on there, like, damn, Lash Legend is fine. Like, yes, she fucking is. And then we're all talking about that for 20 minutes. It's great, but because she is fine. Jay Cargill or Lash Legend, you take Lash Legend all day, right? I mean, clearly, because
right.
If you make the wrong move on Jay Cargill, you're not coming home. All jokes aside. But
let's get off of Cody Rhodes and Randy because, like I said,
it's gonna make me a fuck ton of money. I don't really give a shit. It's gonna make me a lot of money. They're gonna raise their dividend after this match because you're all gonna make me money. So thank you, everybody. Keep talking about it. I'll just keep laughing to the bank. So there you go. But you said this is gonna be a bad card. I don't think it's gonna be a bad card. I think it's gonna be average. I really think it's gonna be average.
On night one, there's one match that I kind of want to see.
And that is the pre-show.
That's the Liv Stephanie show.
I'll be honest. I want to see the Liv Steph. I think the Fatal 4-Way is going to be good. And I think Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre is going to be a solid match. The rest of it, I mean,
I hope it's a solid match.
I really
hope they're all good, but
I think the Fatal 4 is going to be decent. I really do. I think those women are going to bust their asses on it. And I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised with that one. I think Liv versus Stephanie is going to be good. I could care less about AJ versus Becky. Again, it seems just missionary all over again, as Roman says. Missionary again and again and again. But
All I'm
again, like
saying, night one match I want to see. I'm gonna watch the rest, and I'm hoping that I'll be surprised by some of it. I think there's definitely, I mean, the Seth and Gunther match is one of the top two matches I want to see overall, but I could go without.
Again, I'm optimistic. I think it's gonna be average. I think it's gonna be a good card. I think night one's gonna be good, average, good, somewhere in there. I don't think it's gonna be
Average
bad.
good. Yeah,
Yeah,
but WrestleMania is not supposed to be average.
I
WrestleMania is
agree.
supposed to
I
be
agree with you.
awesome.
I,
And
I'm
you're
quite
going into it expecting average. I'm going into it going, hope it's average.
so the point I'm making is that I really think that people are giving it and not really. I think saying it's going to be horrible and bad from the start is really underestimating it, because I don't think it's a bad card. I don't. I
I
think
don't
it's. I
think
think it's.
I don't think it's underestimating it. It's because of all the bad buildups. One of the great things about wrestling is the storytelling. And if you've shot yourself in the foot so far, that means half your job is already trash.
But I don't. So we have this debate, right? And this is my issue, though, is that and because every time I bring this up, people give me shit for it. But I think going into WrestleMania 39 and WrestleMania 40, we were spoiled with wrestling. And it wasn't just in WWE, it was AEW. A lot of the indies were doing some cool shit. And I think it has become stale, right? And it could be for a lot of reasons, right? Things change, attention changes. It could be big contracts and money changes things. But I think we were spoiled. Sorry, I'm like sneezing here.
Well, I think creative could have done a better job. Like I said, if the build up to a match is bad, you've already lost half your points.
So no. I don't disagree with your argument per se, but I guess where I'm going with this is that sometimes you're spoiled with life and something happens. So I've been on, just in a personal life. I've had this week. I've been a little spoiled with some really good interviews, right? And sometimes you're just on a track where you just have two shitty ones in a row, right? So I would never ever say that in a year of wrestling. So going into 39 and 40, we were spoiled. I think we're in a weird position. I mean, do you disagree that WrestleMania 39 and 40 were a hell of a lot better than 41 and 42, right? Without a doubt.
I got to admit, my memory is not that good, but most of the WrestleManias have been. I cannot remember a WrestleMania that I was less enthusiastic about than this one.
Would you agree that WrestleMania 40 was special, right? Going into WrestleMania 40.
Again, my memory is usually bad. I don't remember anything from yesterday. But like I said, WrestleMania should be good.
Will you
You
give
should
me,
be going into, huh?
for argument's sake, for argument's sake, I mean, I think you trust me enough, right? If I said WrestleMania was spectacular and special and was like a once in 20 years type of WrestleMania, would you give me the benefit of the doubt on that?
I don't. I think most WrestleManias were great.
My point that I'm making is that
Last
WrestleMania
year's
40,
was kind of not as good, but I mean, most of them have been great.
right. I would make an argument that WrestleMania 40 is going to be a hell of a lot better than WrestleMania 42, right? I don't think that that's a stretch. And I think people will give me the benefit of the doubt if they don't remember that, right? I mean, I
Well,
don't
because
think
it's
this
been
is.
going downhill since. Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that I feel that we've been spoiled with, good wrestling, and now we're in a cycle where we're just getting dog shit. And that doesn't mean that. It can mean something's wrong with the company. It can mean that something's wrong with the creative, or it could just mean that we were so gifted over the top components. And by the way, this is an open debate. I'm just outlining what it can mean, right? I'm not arguing or debating you. And I'm not making an argument. What I'm getting at the point is that we have to figure out what it is, right? Does that make sense? So I
I don't
think.
think it's the roster. The roster's stacked. So I mean, where else do you point? Creative. The fact that
Maybe
the lead ups have been bad
it's
isn't
funny.
the wrestler's fault.
It's
It's a
funny that
creative.
you mentioned the roster, right? I'll use a sports position. Right now, the New York Mets and the New York Yankees suck, and their rosters are stacked. But you also have the
I can,
Dodgers, who have a stacked roster, and they're dominating. So maybe the issue here is, to use an analogy, maybe creative is just a bad GM and a bad coach.
could
It
be.
doesn't know how to use the people they have in the key positions, and you're not using your reliever correctly, or maybe you got to change up the lineup, right? Maybe we need Finn Balor in the main event, right? Or maybe we need Dominic Mysterio in the main event, and maybe we need LA Knight in the Judgment Day.
Could
You
be.
laugh at it,
No,
but
no, maybe you're right. I don't. I think Cody and Randy Orton are great names. They're huge. I like watching their matches. But the build-up for this match, horrible. The fact that Randy Orton was on the phone call saying, you're not the only wrestling family, and then where did it lead to? Pat McAfee? That was horrible. Dude, you could have brought somebody in that was an actual
Ted
wrestling family.
DiBiase. They should have brought in
Yeah.
Ted DiBiase.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how much heat he would have got if they did that?
I don't
You know how
care.
brilliant it would have
You
been?
want him as a bad guy anyway. Right off of the court case where he got claimed innocent from all that bad stuff he did.
If you want to get massive heat, you bring in Ted DiBiase, and the next week you bring in the $1 Million Man.
Right. Why not
You would-
both?
No. What I'm saying is that you bring in Ted DiBiase first, and the week after, you don't bring them in at the same time. You bring them week one in 2 separate weeks, and you have.
Well, I think you bring them both in at WrestleMania, you get the biggest pop ever. Well, not ever, but you get a bigger pop than Pat McAfee.
You bring him in, Ted DiBiase, and you would have Randy have the $1 Million championship belt.
But they didn't do anything like that. Like I said, Pat McAfee? Really?
Again, I don't have a problem with it. I think if they did it right, it would have been great. But we're all talking about this, which is my whole point. Thank you for making me money, everybody. Thank you, because the share price is going up, because they're doing exactly what I want them to, just getting your interest in something you hate. Because
Making the worst WrestleMania ever. Okay.
You already bought in, and thank you for making me richer, Paul. I appreciate your solution to my causes. Just because I was smart enough to invest in the WWE at a young point in my career, when everybody said I was stupid, dumb, and I'm gonna lose all my money, well, fuck you all. I was right about that, and I'm damn right about Netflix. So you could all go fuck yourselves. You're welcome. And if you listened to me, you would have been rich. But you can still be Paul.
So this is about wrestling, right? Well, what's the next match?
It's
Come
about
on.
revenge. This whole show is about revenge and blood, and substantiating my ego. That's what this show is all about, guys. No, it's really about wrestling. It really is about wrestling, and my ego, because my ego is very sensitive. I have no problem admitting that. We all know my ego is very, very, very sensitive here. I'm a very sensitive individual. The other day, I stubbed my toe. I was very upset. No,
I'm going to bring up the Hawk. We're going to talk about the Hawk, okay?
Hey, it is fun, and it has had babies. So you don't get to talk about the Hawk. That thing was majestic. Apparently, it's illegal to shoot a hawk. Did you know that? In Connecticut? Yes, it is.
It was dying.
No. So you cannot kill a hawk in certain circumstances. They're federally protected. You could actually, you're not going to jail, but you would have to pay like a $4,000 fine. It's insane. Maybe in Texas you can do it, not in Connecticut.
Outside my front door, and I got kids, and I didn't want to attack them.
You were not going to kill the hawk, man. Stop trying to be a tough guy.
What's the next match?
You would adopt the hawk. It'd be your fourth kid, so be quiet. Just be quiet.
Down here in Texas, we shoot first, eat hawk second.
You would not kill the hawk. The hawk was majestic, man. It was a beautiful animal that was a young dumb one that probably crashed into a window because it doesn't know what the hell it's doing. It's still learning how to do things, but apparently I think it was released into the wild and it's fine. So there you go, man. There you go. But you talk about night two. So Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. This is gonna be a fucking fight, man. It's a Haas fight.
It's gonna be huge.
So who goes over?
I don't care. As long as it's not a squash match, as long as it goes 10 minutes and it's got a good finish, I don't care who wins. I just want to see it. I just want to see that. Take my please. This is the only match, that I have been excited for. Feel like it's been done right, and as long as they don't make it a 2-3 minute squash match, I don't care who wins. I don't care if Paul Heyman disqualifies one or the other. I don't care if one person gets robbed or not. I just want it to last 10 minutes and it to be decently good.
Do you care if it ends in a no contest if they just beat the shit out of each other and like one of them they both put each other through tables and then like crash through like the ring announcing area and just like legitly just like beat the shit out of each other for like 20 minutes?
I don't. You know what my dream scenario is? My dream scenario. If I was in charge of
pins them both, right?
Huh?
Tori Wilson takes out baby oil, jumps off it, does a body slam press, and pins them both, and then strips out into a pink bikini that's all shiny. Right? Perfect, right?
No, listen to this. Okay, so Gunther loses night one. He gets so mad that at the 10-minute mark, Gunther comes out, rushes the stage, and instead of hitting Brock, hits Oba. Oba wins because of disqualification. Brock gets mad. And it goes Brock Gunther into SummerSlam. They're saying, you owe me a favor. Stay out of our match at SummerSlam. Abandon Brock Lesnar. That is my dream scenario.
Well, that's not mine. Mine is that Tori Wilson comes out with the dog and baby oil. and in the middle of the match, just covers Oda Femi in baby oil. And now his pecs are all shiny. And then she slaps Brock, goes on the turnbuckle, does a moonsault, and there we go. And the match ends 10 minutes in. And then Oba Femi loses. But Brock is laid out because of Tori Wilson, because now the baby oil has lubed up Brock Lesnar, and he slips and falls and he can't get up. And then Oba Femi picks up Tori Wilson, and they walk out. And Oba Femi lost the match but won the real prize. That is my perfect. I'm just saying, that's my bet for WrestleMania for you. My bookie is giving me 1 in a million odds on that one. So
yeah, one in a bazillion.
I think it's a good bet to take. Yeah, because if I'm really right on this, nobody will.
I'm telling you, this has been the best match lead up. This has been the best match talked about. This has been the best. I hope that this is the best match of the weekend, and for it to be the opening match is crazy. I've been talking about this online, and to me, it equivates to Rock versus Hulk at WrestleMania. Who was it that wrestled after that? Nobody cares. This is WrestleMania.
It's no Tori Wilson.
Hey, if she comes in, I'm okay with it. I just want to see this match.
I hope, this is what I hope, right? I don't know who the ref is, but I hope they give some discretion, right? I'm not saying you should use a steel chair, but just let these guys fight, right? And because that would also help, right? I hope it's like a fight atmosphere. Like I want it to have like an MMA feel, right? Does that make sense? Versus a wrestling feel.
Yeah. I
But,
mean, sure. Maybe the ref gets knocked out. Who cares? As long as it lasts 10 minutes.
I mean, would you have an? I mean, let's say Oba squashes Brock. I don't know if I would even be angry about that because I'm not saying it's the best thing ever, but like I don't want to build. Brock doesn't need the build up, right?
He doesn't.
Like
But I'm scared that he's gonna win. But like I said, if he wins or loses, as long as it goes 10 minutes, I'm okay with it.
fair enough, fair
But
enough.
if he wins, I hope it's not clean. I hope it's Paul Heyman, doing something to, give him the win. But even still, like I said, 10 minutes, not a squash match. I'm okay. I don't want a squash match either way. Oba 5 minutes in, no.
I would like some tractors in the match.
A milk truck, no,
Whoa. You don't want the ring lifted up by a tractor?
no.
That was one of the
Track-
craziest things. Was that a Mania? That was
No.
at a Mania, wasn't it?
No. That was
Yeah,
at a
Brock.
Raw.
Where was that?
It was at Raw, wasn't it? It was at
No,
Raw. I'm sure.
no. Brock Lesnar, either
Yeah.
Mania or SummerSlam against Roman,
It
lifted
might have been
up.
Summers. I don't think it was. I think it was a lead up.
No. I don't think it was. I think it ended a pay-per-view in a match. He just like lifted up the ring and it was sick.
You're telling me in a match he got up, got out of the match, went and got the tractor and brought it back in? I don't think so.
The tractor was already at ringside and he lowered it
No.
because he drove the tractor down, right? Cowboy Brock Lesnar drove the tractor down and it's like, you know how people go in vehicles? He drove a tractor down. It was one of the, it's hilarious, dude. It's hilarious. It's like one of the funniest things ever. Because it's so ridiculous, right? To drive a tractor down to the ring. It's I hope he
Like a
brings it
milk
back.
truck, like a beer truck. Like, I mean, it's okay.
No. The tractor
good.
by far takes the cake on it. I'm sorry. Like we could have a discussion about this all day. If we put this on the most difficult thing you could drive out to a ring is a fucking tractor, hands down.
Wasn't there someone that had a cement truck?
No. I mean, Alberto Del Rio did a bunch of cars, which were cool. Eddie Guerrero did cars. Undertaker did a motorcycle. And then he picked up Rhea Ripley on the motorcycle, which is great. On one of the
Somebody
Raws.
did a
That was
cement
fun.
truck. I'm telling you.
I don't know if somebody did a cement truck.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, it's okay. But as long as it's not a squash, this is the match I'm waiting for.
I'm excited though for the next match: Penta versus Javon Evans versus Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough versus Rusev versus Rey Mysterio because it's a ladder match. And I love ladder matches. I think they're fun. I think it reminds me of the X division, right? Because typically you get some really cool shit on a ladder match, right? And so you have ladders, and you could throw people on ladders, you could jump off ladders. There's a race to climb up ladders, and I think this is a lot of fun, right? I think it's a good use, right? I think it's a fun match, right? There's going to be spots in the match. There's going to be some other stuff in the match. There's going to be some cool shots in the match, and I don't really have a problem with this match. I think it's a really clever way how to get 6 guys in a match and have a lot of fun. And it's for the Intercontinental title too. And I feel like it makes the match at least mean something. You got to go get the fucking belt down. And also you have a mixture of the young guns coming up and the old guys kind of being around, where I don't feel comfortable dragging Lee on a WrestleMania match in a one-on-one Intercontinental belt. But I like him in this match.
I think this match is okay. I mean, as far as ladder matches are concerned, I think they do one just about every year at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing anyone they can into there. I really didn't care about that. They didn't build up the story enough for the characters, I don't think. Did Rusev have anything going against anyone? I don't think
I don't
so.
really know. I don't really know if you need one in a ladder match. I don't feel
Yeah,
like.
see, again, if you're not doing a build up, that's half the match already. The anticipation, the reason for going in there. I do think putting the belt on the line does add to the importance of it, and that's the only reason I'm saying it's okay. Because if it
Yes,
didn't have that, it wouldn't be. But really,
I
there
would
ain't
be
that much build up with the big head guy, I
JD
forget his
McDonough.
JD McDonough. He wasn't a build up for anybody on there, I don't think.
This is my take, right? I feel this match is a ladder match. There's automatic pops in there, and I feel that
Automatic.
I'm not too concerned about a story with this match. I just want to see some high flying action, right? I
Well,
could
I
care
mean,
less
that's
about
every
the other,
year,
right?
though. I mean, you're talking about average. This is something that they do every year. But the thing about it is, in previous years, they've actually had lead ups that were good. This one, they didn't.
I don't know, man. I
I
think you're
like
looking for faults. I
Rusev
think
is
you're
one of my favorite wrestlers. I think he's way underused, underappreciated, under everything. I like Penta a little bit more and more lately. I wasn't a big fan of his, but going into this, I think he's a good wrestler, and he's bringing the crowd with him. I hope he loses, but I think if he wins, I wouldn't be hurt. But again, who does he have heat with? Nobody cares.
I mean, look, I'm calling it like I see it. Is that I don't really give a fuck about the story on this one. It's just a ladder match. It's going to be fun. I
That's
don't
wrong.
need.
You gotta have a lead up. This is wrestling. There's story. Otherwise, it's just beating each
We
other up.
disagree. I don't think everything needs a lead up, right? Because I agree that 90% of matches do, but you got 15 matches or you got 13 matches or there's 13 matches on this card. This is the one you don't need it for,
Okay,
you
so
know.
you're excited because it's a ladder match. Let me ask you this: compared to other ladder matches, you think
Well,
this is going to be better?
you cut out, you cut out, you cut
I
out.
don't think it's
What
going to be as good as most of.
repeat
I
what you
was
said.
saying compared to other ladder matches. Yeah, compared to other ladder matches, do you think this is going to be as good or better? I don't think it's going to
I
be
think
as
it's going to be
good.
same. I'm not too concerned.
Again, average.
I mean, I think it's going to be the same. I'm not worried about it, right? That's the point I'm making is that it's going to be a solid WrestleMania match. Not every, but you don't want every match on the card, right? So, obviously I think wrestlers, if you're on a card and there's 5 matches, if you're the first match, you don't want to be the best match on the card, right? You want the main event to be
But it
better.
is going to be. They put Oba and Brock first.
So, I mean, obviously, when you write a comic, right, you have to pace your story, right? So
Right.
naturally, if
Highs
we
and
have
lows.
so obviously, Oba Femi versus Brock, you're kickstarting the show off, right? And you're shooting a cannon off, right? Then what you want is maybe slow down the pace, or if you have 2 cannons that you could fire off at the same time, you automatically want to raise up the bar, right? So there's 2 theories: is that sometimes you want to shoot something off, calm it down, shoot off another one, calm down, and have the position
I
where you go
understand.
really high, you cool off, go high, cool off, and then you have a final
Well,
finale,
to
right?
me, this is a cool off match. Average.
Yeah. See, I don't. I think what it actually is that I think it's actually gonna maintain altitude, right? I don't think it's gonna cool off, right? I think the objective is to maintain altitude, and then what I think really is the cool off match. It's match number 4, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. I think is a cool
Oh
off
my
match.
god. No,
You
I'm
don't you
sorry.
disagree with me? You disagree with me that that's a cool off match because I think that's a cool off match.
No. I think it's a drop off the chart way down below. Why?
because I
Why?
even think Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley is dropping off the chart a little bit, and that's not to say because it's Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill is going to sink that match.
Yes, I agree with you.
Rhea is not going
But
to
I
sink
mean, we're
that.
not talking about the we're talking about Sami Zayn first, all right? Sami versus Trick. Trick Williams has been a fan pop lately. Great. Sami Zayn's just been kind of eh.
I don't think it's a good matchup.
I agree. It's
I
not a
don't
good match.
dislike I don't dislike Trick Williams and I don't dislike Sami Zayn personally. In
They
which
could have
that
done so much other stuff. They could have made it a triple threat. They could have done something better, but they didn't. Why do you care about this match? I don't think anybody does.
I don't. You ask why I care. I don't. I
Okay, so Rhea Jade. I think Rhea is the best female wrestler on the card.
I think she's one of the best wrestlers in the company.
Well, female wrestlers, I think she's one of the best on the card.
I think she's one of the best
Jade,
on the card just in general. I mean, I don't even want to. I mean, I don't. I want to go even further than where you're going. Where I
Jade,
think, yeah, continue, please.
Jade is always messing up stuff. She botches things. She isn't that good, and I
No,
don't think
Paul,
Rhea
I gotta
can
stop
carry
you.
her.
I'm sorry. Please be quiet for 2 seconds. I'm that bitch. I'm sorry. You opened yourself up for it, dude. Continue, please. I'm sorry. I think you appreciate the joke.
Yeah. No, but I don't think Rhea can carry her. I don't think she can carry this match. I think it's going to be a full of miscues or botches, and Rhea's not going to be good enough to carry the entire match. I think it's a shame for Rhea.
Yeah. I don't give a shit. I mean, it'll be fun to watch. I mean, there's these WWE Chrome cards of Rhea Ripley called Feel the Pop, and they're awesome, and they perfectly describe Rhea, and that's how Rhea is going to be in this match. You're going to feel the pop off of everything she does. But like, I don't think this match is made to work. To me, it's not right.
See, to me, it should be Oba versus Brock, female wise, but it's not. I mean, like I said, Jade Cargill is going to mess up. She's going to botch at least 5 moves. And because she messes up, I don't think this match is going to be half as good.
It's whatever. I don't care. It's going to be a rough one, that match. But maybe we'll be surprised. Look, I'll be the first one, right? And you'll be the first one too. If all of a sudden Jade Cargill and Rhea rip this thing out of the park and we're wrong, we'll be the first to admit it, right?
Let me ask you this though: is this the last female match that we're talking about? Is there another
Unless
one?
you count CM Punk versus Roman Reigns.
No, there's no. So the last 2 years, who carried the best matches the last 2 years, female wise? Actually, I think female or male, but let's talk about female wise. I think it was Io.
Io and Rhea.
She was in the triple threat with Bianca and Rhea, and I'm not taking anything away from Bianca and Rhea, or she was in a triple threat with Rhea and somebody else. But I think it was Io who carried both of those matches.
It was Naomi and Io and Bianca.
Naomi and Bianca. See, okay, so Rhea wasn't even there. So I'm not taking away from Bianca because I think she's good. Do what?
And then Naomi decided to have a baby, and she was pregnant.
Yeah, but it was
that's winning the belt, which is awesome. Good for her, right?
It was Io that made the match of the night. I think it was Io that made the match of the night the year before, and it was surprising to me because I wasn't a big fan of Io's, but she's had such good matches with Elimination Chamber, Survivor Series, and you don't even have her on WrestleMania. How sad is that?
I'm in tears.
You should be, because that's money that could go into your bank account for making the stock go up better if you had your best wrestler out there. Why? Why wouldn't you do it?
Because she's Japanese.
But man, it could be racist.
That's the answer. I mean,
I'm
you
just saying.
didn't want the
I'm
answer,
just
Paul.
saying.
You don't ask.
EO could have fit into so many scenarios, but you have her sidelined?
Because she's Japanese.
I think it's because she stole the show 2 years in a row, and they don't want her to do it a third time.
Because Japan is the real enemy.
I agree.
This manga invasion must be stopped.
All I'm saying is, I mean, I think Rhea is probably the best female wrestler, but I think EO's been getting the best matches. She's been carrying the matches and making the best matches of pay-per-views for 2 years now.
Trash cans are not allowed at Mania.
Hey, it worked in the Elimination Chamber. Just saying. Why not? You have her sidelined. That's horrible. Horrible. But whatever.
We now know your preference. We now know your preference of women. So we found that out today.
No, that ain't my preference. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's to me one of the best wrestlers right now. But yeah, not my preference.
Now let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How do you feel about the A-bomb?
I don't know about that.
It's terrible. It's just so terrible. It's so terrible. I'm sorry. I can't help it. This is what happens on a Thursday night when it's 85 plus degrees in my house. I'm exhausted and then I'm struggling to write. This is how my brain thinks. And then watch this tomorrow. I have the best interview of my whole career. Just watch. But again, I could care less about this match. I could care less about Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. I like the Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio because we got a story. We got a real story in that match of this whole Judgment Day kerfuffle. That's the word I like to use here. And it's no longer pussy Finn Balor. It's the demon Finn Balor, which we haven't seen in a very long time.
I don't think they rolled him out the right way, though. I mean, I got to admit, to me, this is my third match I want to see. But I don't think they did.
The only deficit of the match is there's no belt involved.
And there's nothing at stake. You know what I would have done? Is put Finn versus Dominic, and whoever wins gets Judgment Day. I
would have done something a little bit different. I would have put Raquel Rodriguez as the special ref. No. Hear me out on this, right?
No. I think that would be good.
And the reason why I would do that is that it's a Judgment Day fight. And as a result of that, we now have a situation where Raquel Rodriguez is in the Judgment Day, and she's now going to get to make a real choice on leadership, and you still have them both in the Judgment Day, but this would really determine who is in control here of this faction.
What about and hear me out, what about R-Truth?
He's still in the Judgment Day, right?
He'd be looking for Dom. He'd be looking for Nick.
He'd be looking for a hot tag.
Imagine Damian Priest being the special guest. That would have been cool. Getting kicked out by both of these guys, coming back to ref their match.
That would be great. R-Truth doing it would be funny. R-Truth would be hilarious. R-Truth would be actually brilliant in so many ways because you could have so many comedic positions, and then what you could really have is you could have him at certain points called a real match. So you could have him do a hot tag and tag in, and have Finn Balor tag R-Truth in, and R-Truth is wrestling Dom, and then R-Truth goes to the side, and then Dom tags in R-Truth, and now he's wrestling Finn. And oh
Right.
my God, would it be just hilarious? And then, he could then do Ron Killings, switch to Ron Killings in the middle of the match. Oh my God, it would be just so sick. It would just be so fucking sick. And it would work brilliantly. It would be like some Dan Houston shit.
Imagine, like Finn coming out as himself at first, changing midway into the demon, and then scaring like R-Truth around. Then R-Truth going under the ring, and then coming out as John Cena, and him not be scared of the demon at all, trying to fight him.
Like, I don't know.
But yeah, like I said, do it.
Oh no, I was letting you finish.
Oh, like I said, to me, this is the third match, probably the third that I really want to watch, and I don't think they rolled it out right. I think it's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be great.
I just want to see this stuff. I mean, Liv Morgan's involvement in this is going to be interesting.
You think he's going to be
whatever
involved?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Because you know what is? Let's say that it's Dom's time to leave the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day's tutelage has ended, right? Because Dominic Mysterio is very good at what he does. He's very good at getting heat. He's he used to, I don't want to say he sucked. He wasn't ready when he first came in, teaming up with his dad. All jokes aside, I mean, he got a favor in the business, but he worked his ass off to get good at it. He was built for this, but he wasn't ready for it. I mean, let's call it what it is, right? So, but he's now ready. He ready.
Could be a championship contender soon.
I think by SummerSlam or by Survivor Series, I think he should be getting some serious title shots. Or at least be in the discussion for it. Or
I think by the next WrestleMania. But yeah.
I call it like I see it, and it's an open discussion, right? So I think he needs to leave the Judgment Day, but he needs to leave in a way where he leaves as either an anti-hero or not as such a douchebag villain, right? Because I don't think I don't think his championship run should be him as a heel. I think it would be a much better propelling if he was.
You want to change him to a face? No, not yet.
But how do you kick him out of the Judgment Day without making him a face, right? Like, I don't know how we get him out of the group without making him a good guy. Did you see where I'm going with this, right? On a story, like I don't. Maybe you're a better writer than I am. I don't know how I get him out of the group to grow.
Bad guys backstab bad guys.
I guess. I mean, but like you understand how I'm just trying to get him out of the group, and then we can do whatever the fuck we want to do with him when he's out of the group, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. He should be out of the group, but
it's his time to leave.
I'd rather see everybody else turn face than him.
I don't know how to make the Judgment Day good guys. I just don't know how to do it. It's hard. But we look at it, right? The Judgment Day. What would you say?
I think it could be done.
I would love to see it, man. I would love to see it, right? I would love to see this. If it could be done, I'm in, man. If you, again, I'm not anti doing that. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I like the Judgment Day as a faction. I like them as a teaching group, right?
Right.
Like, I think that like, I would love the new NXT kids to join the Judgment Day for 6 months and just get the ropes of WWE, and then have standing members in and out, and have the faction be a living faction, but have new members every 6 or every year, and then 3 people leave and go on to do something, and like they're learning what they're doing with Nia Jax for Lash Legend. That's how I view the Judgment Day, right? And I think it's brilliant. It's like in baseball, there's called AAA, and the Judgment Day is 4A.
Well, I mean, I don't know about all that, but I mean, I like I said, I think there's a way you could change them to good guys.
you could still have the same effect.
Yeah.
That they could be a teaching group, and
Yeah.
they can mentor, and they could really bring guys to the next level, and then they get the belts every once in a while. I love the Judgment Day. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
But I digress on that. But I'm excited for this match because this is going to be a crazy one. It's going to be a lot of fun. And
I hope
then,
so.
and then the final match is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Do we even give a fuck?
That's what I'm asking. I don't think Roman cares. You know, if you look up how many matches he's been in this past year, I think it's 2. Royal Rumble and like one other one.
Really? He was in another?
I think he was like versus Drew at one point. But the
I don't
point
even
is,
know if he's facing Drew. He might have only been in the Royal Rumble.
I think he faced Drew one time. I could be wrong, but the point is, why would you want him to have your belt if he's that much of a part time? The lead up was horrible again. It was just bad.
I'm actually checking this right now, how many matches he was in. Because I am now fucking curious.
And why would you want to give it to a part timer that hasn't been around for a year? I don't even think he deserves the main event. You know, I was talking.
Paul, he was in 1.
Well, even
One.
still, why would you want to give it to someone who's been in one match in the past, 6 months?
Exactly.
Crazy. And the fact of the matter is, I was telling somebody, I was like, you know, in the past month and a half, he's only been in every other Raw, and all he ever does is come and talk.
I don't have a problem. I like what they did with Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar only showed up and he was saying, I'm a prize fighter and I'm only going to show when I'm basically getting paid to fight you and defend this belt. But he at least defended the belt.
That's it. He at least defended the belt like at the pay-per-views. And he might have skipped like one pay-per-view, but he defended the belt every few months.
But he
about
also
6 months. Roman's been gone.
No, his last match was Survivor Series, I think, and that whole thing, which I thought was decent. I thought the Survivor Series match was fine.
Who do you fight at Survivor Series?
He was in the War Games match with Punk, the Usos, Cody Rhodes.
Was that this year?
That was 2025.
Oh, well, he won the Rumble. I think the Rumble was, after that.
The Rumble was in January, so he hasn't been gone for 6 months, right? His last WrestleMania was in January. 3.
Okay, even still, 3 months, one match.
3 months is better than 6. I mean, we got to be honest here. We got to call it like it is, right? But I agree.
One match in 4 months? No.
The sentiment is the same. The sentiment's the same. The sentiment. So the idea is the same. I'm just saying that I don't have a problem with him being on every other Raw if he was facing somebody at Elimination Chamber, right? But that's just it, right? I don't have a problem with somebody not being around for 3 weeks and saying, if his character's attitude was like Brock Lesnar saying, I don't need to be here to be present, and he built that for 5 years, that would be one thing, right? But like the tribal chief, right? When he was doing the tribal chief thing, carrying the WWE like 5 years ago, if he missed a SmackDown, his presence was felt, right? It was almost as powerful when he wasn't there than when he was, right?
To me, he doesn't deserve the main event at WrestleMania. I'm just saying. You missed that.
Let me ask you this. It's actually a valid question. So I think Roman has done amazing things for WWE. We all agree that he's one of the greats, right? he's one of the greats. So like John
He's not
Cena's one of
Hogan. He's not
the,
Hogan. He's more like Macho Man.
no. So there are wrestlers who are going to go into the WWE Hall of Fame easily. There's no question about it.
Macho
Roman is
Man went in the Hall of
right.
Fame, didn't he? Did Macho Man? No, he didn't, did he?
I think Macho Man went in.
I don't know.
He
All I'm
must have.
saying is, Roman is Macho Man. He's not Hulk.
No. Nobody's saying that. But do you disagree that? But my point is that very few wrestlers can walk into a room and demand clout. John Cena walks into a room and he wants a title shot. He can fucking get it, right?
Yeah, but
And
Roman's not John Cena.
yes, I agree. Shawn Michaels walks into a room, can demand it, right? Because it's Shawn fucking
Right.
Michaels. He's
Right.
not. Seth Rollins walks into a room, he could demand it in certain aspects
Right.
because Cody to some degree can do it, right? But
Right.
I don't think that I think Rhea Ripley can fucking do it if she wanted to.
Right.
But like hell, Charlotte Flair might be able to do it too to some degree because she's got the clout.
Okay.
And
So
whether you
whenever you say
Roman
great,
can't. So
when,
my point that I agree with you that I don't think he should have been in the Mania event, right? The main event, right? But I get why they did it. But I don't really give a shit because I'm like, I thought CM Punk and Roman were fucking cool after War Games, right? I like this match makes no fucking sense to me. I thought they were bros, right? Because the year before, Punk saved Roman, and then Roman saved Punk, and I'm like, these guys are friends, and they don't love each other, but they respect each other. And now we got this anti-respect shit 5 months later. This makes no storyline continuality sense.
well, and like I said, they didn't build it up that good. The
It
fact that
makes no
Roman was
fucking sense. I'm
gone
sorry.
here and there, the Usos stepping in for him 1 week, they didn't really do much. It wasn't that much. Are they going to have a big twist at the end? I don't think so. And if they do you really care?
I feel like these guys were good with each other, and they built up 700 fucking days of being war companions, right? And being in a foxhole against enemies. And Roman was pissed at Cody at the end of War Games, and I thought this is where this WrestleMania was going.
Oh
I didn't think it
no.
was. I didn't think it was going to be a championship match, right? But to me, I thought Punk and Roman were like brothers in arms, right? I didn't see. I mean, CM Punk versus Roman was not on my bingo card after War Games, right? Was it on yours?
No, I don't think so.
So, like, I could have seen Punk McIntyre. I could have seen Punk Orton.
Yeah.
Punk Orton would have been fun, man. Punk McIntyre would have been fun. I love Drew McIntyre. I loved Randy Orton. I love Punk, right? Hell, I mean, I don't know who else is a main contender, but hell, I would have taken Punk LA Knight over Roman Reigns. I'm not saying
Yeah.
we would. I'm not saying it's the greatest match on the planet. I don't want anybody mistaking me, but Roman, like, I'm fine with Roman being at WrestleMania and having a match, right?
Oh yeah.
I think it would have been fun if it was like Roman and the Usos versus Logan versus the Vision. That would have been great, right? Would have been a lot of fun, right? So much fun because instead of fucking putting LA Knight, put Roman in there and have a good fucking time with this match, guys. Like fuck around. Like in the middle of the match, sign autographs. Like have a blast. Because Roman, you've done everything you needed to do in wrestling. You're going into the Hall of Fame. You're going to be one of the greatest wrestlers in WWE for the next 20 years, whether you agree or you don't. Like, you don't need to do any more shit, man. Like, you've done it. Why don't you just go and have a good time? You should be a fucking DX member, for fuck's sake.
All I'm saying is the lead up to it wasn't that good. It was, what was it? Punk and Roman in the ring talking to each other again for the third time. It was just a rinse and repeat.
I give you a job.
What they did with Oba and Brock separating them for the contract match was great. because you didn't need them facing each other. They already did that. But with Roman and Punk, they did it again. And it was boring.
The best thing that they did for Brock and Oba was Triple H getting in between. Ben, you there?
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of us. So you could hear me, right?
Yeah.
I think Triple H getting in between them sold that match because now you got your boss telling you get him out of here, and he looks at Paul Heyman like he's gonna murder Paul.
And he came out of nowhere too, because I don't remember him being on the show the week before or that week, and then he just popped up. That was great.
Did you see Paul's eyes?
Yeah.
Paul was scared.
So, and again, my dream scenario, I hope Punk wins, keeps the belt, and I hope the green lights come on at the end. And Oba just looked down at him. That's what I hope the ending of WrestleMania is.
I don't know in which that again. I don't really get what we're doing with this match. I understand Cody versus Orton. I understand some of that, right? I have a better understanding of that match and why they're doing what they're doing. And I get it on a business level. And I get at least there's a rivalry here and there's something that I could bite on. Punk versus Roman, what the fuck is the story here, right?
So here's another thing. So Randy hadn't wrestled that much this past few months either. So you got two part-timers main eventing each night, and you're wondering why people don't care.
But if we're gonna be honest, the difference though with Randy is I think Randy has earned the clout and the right to do it. I don't know if Roman has per se. I mean, look, I think Randy
Orton
are
on each other's level. But the fact of the matter is,
I think Randy is at a better level than Roman. I'm sorry. I
think Randy, like I said, two good guys at first, and they're trying to change Randy to a bad guy, and nobody wanted it.
No. I think Randy Orton is a better wrestler than Roman.
Oh, I think he's a better wrestler. Yeah.
I think Randy Orton is. We would agree. Randy Orton is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. We're not going to dispute that. I mean, if you think Randy Orton's a shitty wrestler, you're on drugs, right? I mean, that's crystal clear to me.
I think he's a great wrestler. I just don't think that he cared about it for like 10 years.
I think Randy Orton in the last, I think Randy Orton very much 5 years into his wrestling career became amazing. And he's done some crazy fucking shit that shouldn't be done. RKO and Seth Rollins in midair is amazing.
I think the first 10 years he didn't care. I think the last 10 years he's just too old.
I don't know, man. I disagree with you on that. I think in year 2 he was pretty shitty, and I think he's been amazing ever fucking since. But that's not the point. That's a whole different debate. You and me can go back and forth. We go through his whole career next week if you would like. I'm more than happy to do that with anybody because we should launch a wrestling podcast and take them all over. We'd have a blast, dude. Just get hammered and talk about wrestling. Every Thursday night, man. I don't have a life anymore, so what do I care, right?
Right.
Watch this. You and me will get rich doing it too, which will be insane.
Okay.
Just watch, and then what we'll do is we'll buy a bunch of shares in TKO, and then we'll get on the board, and then we'll get Cody's soul. So that's the plan, right?
I just want your soul.
We don't want a dividend check. We want Cody's soul. Thank you very much. And The Rock, he owes me your soul. He owes me his soul anyway, guys. So if that's what you want, preferred shares here. We could get an extra 3% in our Vicky and we'll get Cody's soul. I mean, I don't know which one you want, but I'm leaning towards one of that. You don't have to answer the question, by the way. Just absolutely terrible. Just absolutely terrible. But yes. So but I do want Cody's soul. That'd be fun. But again,
I just want an Oba signature. I don't care about anything else.
You know how
To know
fucking
it's 6.
expensive is? He's like, I'm looking at his autographs on like eBay.
Right.
They're so fucking expensive, and I'm like, motherfucker. One of his early cards was like dirt cheap, like legitly 6 months ago. And I'm like, fuck
Probably
me.
like 2 months ago. Dude, I'm telling you, everybody has been looking forward to this match.
I'm just like, fuck, I missed it, man. But you can't be right all the time. You know, in my business of cards, you're gonna miss them. You're gonna miss home runs. You're just gonna miss them, and it happens. But then sometimes you hit really good shots, right? Like there's a player who has a really good card that's a draft sleeper, and I'm gonna make real money on him. And everybody's sleeping on Zubiagifor. The guy is going to be a superstar for the next like 15 to 20 years in the NBA. He's that good, and everybody's sleeping on him. And I'm just like, just wait, just wait. Year 3, just wait. You know, a $5 card is going to be a $60, $70 card. Just wait, everybody. You know, but I digress there. But I'm just so pissed about that Oba stuff because his like debut and his championship NXT card, man, I could have bought 20 of them for 100. Low
Right.
print run. Everybody got a parallel. Those things are trading for like $200 a piece.
I
The
believe
parallels,
it.
fuck me, man. Just fuck me.
The way
It
the world
happens.
is.
It happens. But I'm still kicking myself for it. But I'll get the next one. But I digress. But where do you? How are you ranking? Where do you think night 2 is gonna fall?
I mean, I think it's going to be the better of the 2 nights as far as WrestleMania is concerned. I don't think it's the worst night of any WrestleMania, but it's probably the bottom 30.
I think this one, I think night 2, in my opinion, is going to be probably great. It's probably going to be great. I'm going with
Think
great
so?
on this one. I think it's going to exceed expectations. So I think it's going to be better than average. It's going to be better than good. I don't think it's going to be excellent, right? It's not going to be excellent. I think so. I'll put it this way, right? Monday Night Raw is the standard, right? So Monday Night Raw, I don't know how we have to figure out a ranking system, right? At some point. So is it a 1 to 5 or is it a 1 to 10?
I think 1 to 10.
So what
Like-
what is it? So Monday Night Raw to me, the Monday Night Raw starts at a 5, right? Every show starts at a 5, right? Because it
Right.
exists on my scale. It can go up, it could go down, right?
Right.
Or it could stay at a 5, right? Nothing wrong with a 5. A 5 is perfectly fine because if you're doing 52 shows, you're going to have some 5s, you're going to have some 3s, and you're going to have some 9s. And then you're going to have every number. Just statistically. A
Right.
pay-per-view should at least be a 7.
Right.
At least. You know, if it's a 7 and you do 16 of these and you average a 7 across all 16 of them, I would say WWE is doing a good job. That's my opinion, right? I didn't say they're doing a great job. I said they're doing a good job. You just started at a 5 and you went upward. Now you could have a 3 and you could have a 10, and that's how you get a 7, right? So we can all agree that a pay-per-view sucked. And we could all agree that a pay-per-view was awesome. So I'm hoping WrestleMania is a 7 or an 8. Because WrestleMania should be no. I didn't say it's going to be, right?
I'm saying I don't think it's going to be nowhere near that.
Do you think it's going to be below a 5?
I do. Overall, yes.
I think it's going to be, a 6. I think it's going to be a 6. I think it's going to be better than a Monday Night Raw. I don't think it's going to be better than a 7, but I don't think a 7 is out of the question. I think a 7 is possible. I think it is a battle uphill, but I do think a 6 is very, very possible. I think a 6.
I think there are going to be 2, maybe 3 matches that are over 5, and that's not going to average out. I think altogether it's going to be 3 both nights, an average score.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be above a 5. I think it's going to be a 6. And look, I mean, I don't think you and me are that far apart on this. I don't think we're if I
3
was at a
points.
10, no. I think if I was at a 10 and you were at a 1, we are in different blocks in a city completely.
I think because of the Oba Brock match, you're not going to get down to a 2. But because of that match, I think that match is going to be a 7 or
No,
8 at
see,
least.
let me make my case, right? So I think the Fatal 4-Way on the women on night 1 is going to help keep the score at a 5 and above a 5. I think that the Vision match is going to push it down. I think that what other I think Becky versus AJ is going to just keep it stable. I think it's going to keep it stable. I don't think anything is going to be added or subtracted. I think that we have Stephanie Voltaire versus Liv. I think it's going to push it up, right? I think Cody versus Randy Orton, it's a coin toss because it could be a great match or it could be a dog shit match. It depends. It depends how it's played out, right? I think it's a wild card, right? What else is there in there that is on night 1? I'm trying to think what's on night 1. Shoot. What else is on night 1 that I'm missing? It doesn't matter though. In the night 2, Sammy versus Trick is going to push down. Rhea versus Jade is going to push down. Oba versus Brock is going to push up, right? I think that Finn versus Dom is going to push up, and I think that CM Punk versus Roman is going to be interesting. I think I don't know if it's going to add or subtract. That
I think
to me
it's
is
going to be even too.
I think it's just going to keep it stable, and then Seth versus Gunther is also a wild card because that could push up too or push it down depending on how that match is. But I don't think anything I said is that controversial at all. I mean,
I think it's going to be down most of it. I think there's only 3 matches that are going to be good, but they could surprise me. I hope they do. I hope they all do really great, but odds are they're not all going to do great.
No, without a doubt, right? I think the ladder match is going to push up a little bit, but again, I really, this is how I view it, right? I don't think anything I said is unrealistic, right? I mean, if I said this is going to be a 10, right, both nights, you'd probably say, Andrew, what are you smoking? Where can I get some, right?
Right.
But again, you're at a 3, I'm at a 6. Maybe I'm optimistic, but look, if this show blows, man, I'll be the first to say, I was optimistic.
Like I've been saying, Oba versus Brock. Who's going to care about anything else? It's just like Rock versus.
No. I think
Nobody
the Finn
cares.
versus Dom. I think the Finn versus Dom is going to get some interest. I
It's
mean,
not
look,
gonna, I don't think it's going to become close to the. You put the greatest match first. Everything else is just a shadow of itself.
So the point I'm making is that Oba versus Brock, people want to see. I think Dom versus Finn are what'd you say?
The real main event.
I agree. I think nobody gives a shit about Roman versus CM Punk. I care more about Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio than Roman versus CM Punk, right? I mean, because who hasn't wanted to see these two guys go the fuck at it for the last 3 years in the Judgment Day? I mean, I've been wanting to see Finn Balor beat the shit out of Dom for all Dom's dick ass moves, right? And being a little fuck punk dick in the Judgment Day and being a cocky little brat, right? I've been wanting to see this forever. And now we're finally getting to fucking see it. And so I care about the match because I want to see Finn Balor do some cool Finn Balor shit, right? Like, and I want to see Dom Mysterio show his teacher and his senpai, hey, I'm a big boy too. And hell, I don't even know if we need Liv Morgan in this match. It would be great if Liv Morgan just stayed the fuck out of it.
Hey, like I said, I'm hoping it's going to be R-Truth or Damian Priest that come in.
Oh my God! Just again, I would have loved to have Raquel Rodriguez ref that match. Right. I think that would have been so brilliant in so many ways. But all I know is that we're going to get the national anthem sung, I think, by Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool. That's cool. I mean, that's a nice touch. I got to tell you, it's a nice touch.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I think it's a nice touch. That's all I'm going to say, right? And then Warren Treaty might do something too. So there you go. And then I'm super excited for the Hall of Fame because it's not like, Stephanie McMahon got in on her merits. She has some good in the company. Oh my God. Just Triple H. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, really? Like Stephanie and AJ should not have gone in the same year.
That's funny.
I'm just
well.
sorry. Like I feel like they cheapened the whole thing. I like Stephanie McMahon. I think she's a good executive and she's done a lot on the corporate level for WWE, but just not AJ Styles and Stephanie McMahon at the same time. And who the fuck's gonna induct Stephanie McMahon anyway? Daddy?
Probably Triple H. Daddy.
Better yet, maybe we should have Kane or Test induct. Oh, Test is dead. My bad.
Any big returns you think's gonna come on WrestleMania?
I think Vince McMahon is gonna try to buy the company back.
All right. I think I'm about
anyway. Yeah, anyway, so where can people find you, bother you, hit you up, disturb you, make you regret your life choices, all that fun stuff?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Find me there.
And what are those?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Oh, that's great. That's just absolutely rich. But anyway, where I'm at is that unfortunately I am suspended on Twitter. So I have a new Twitter. His name is King9. That is my new Twitter. So I will be updating that in the next few weeks. I am trying to get my account back. Apparently, if you criticize the Mets and you basically say you can manage better than a Venezuelan, Twitter is not a fan of that. So we now know where they stand on their allegiances in baseball. Thank you very much. So don't criticize the Mets and you won't get suspended like me. It's very upsetting. It's very upsetting. I did criticize the Yankees, and Twitter was fine with the same statements that I made against the Yankees and that I made against the Mets. But who knew that Elon is a Mets fan? I mean, I didn't know. Now we all know. So there you go. So don't attack the Mets. They're the greatest baseball team in the world. They've lost 9 games in a row. No worrying, no panicking. Spend more money, you'll be fine. Let's go Mets, right? Everybody, let's go Mets if you want to stay on Twitter or X. It's the secret. It's the secret sauce, okay? If you attack them, you get suspended. But no jokes. It's the key. You can say horrible things on Twitter if you say let's go Mets after it, and you'll be fine. You doubt me. Test it.
I don't.
And you will learn.
I don't doubt you.
Exactly. See, I call it like I see it. Now I'm a Mets fan. That's what makes this whole situation worse. It's terrible. I am in read mode only. So if you go to my Twitter account right now, it will show this account is suspended. It's very upsetting. But I digress. I am going to fight vigorously and Bitcoin approved to the very end to get my account back. And if I have to F5 people, I will do such a thing. And I will find myself a wise man, preferably not one named Paul Heyman. Maybe Paul Gomez will be my wise man. Will you be my wise man, Paul? Will you be my wise man?
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, obviously, I have an Instagram, Pop Anime Comics. I got a Facebook, Pop Anime Comics. I am on TikTok, Pop Anime Comics. A lot of fun there. Doing some cool stuff there, putting a lot of stuff up there. YouTube, if I already mentioned it, Pop Anime Comics. A lot of interviews. Got one tomorrow at 2 o'clock. A little nervous for it, but I'm interviewing the Queen of Archie. That is the title I am bestowing on her tomorrow. And maybe I'll make her a title belt because that'll be really funny if she has one. But I digress there. It's Holly Golightly, who's been around forever. So super excited for that one, everybody. And then I run an eBay store. And my eBay store is right here. Look for comics and collectibles. Come shop with us on eBay at Pop Anime Comics Collectibles. And I promise you that I got a bunch of cool stuff like this card. I have these in my store. I sell 101s like these in my store. And I am right now in the process of offering stuff like this up and this up in some really cool bundles. Ideally, it's going to be 10 comics, and you might be getting one of these in there. So everybody's going to get a limited 15, either this one, or my Starfire, or of a lesser one that maybe is a limited 10 or a limited 5 or something of that nature. So definitely be on the lookout for those that are dropping. 90 to 100 bucks. So basically $9 to $10 a book, 10 really cool variants. Because that's got to move product. So that's it. And I sell everything from $3 cards all the way up to $1,500 plus cards. So that's the whole thing there that I got going on, everybody. And so WrestleMania is going on. I don't have any promo codes for that. I really should have actually set that up. If I was a really responsible adult, I would have done that. Try to get everybody a discount. But I will say this. It's going to be a lot of fun. And me and Paul we'll do this next week and talk about what we think of WrestleMania and how Paul and I were wrong and how it was a perfect 10. Right, Paul? It's going to be a perfect 10, right? I don't know what happened. What'd you do?
3.
It looked like a 4. I thought you said 4. But anyway, all jokes aside, we're probably going to make a follow-up maybe sometime next week. Me and him talking about this. Maybe we'll bring in some other people who would like to join the show and talk about all this. If they still like me and they don't want to be disrespectful, they will show up. Because book them, they will come. Right, Paul? Right?
Yeah, just don't talk about their team.
No. Just don't talk about the Mets. You can talk about anybody else on Twitter or X. Absolutely fine. Hell, you could say derogatory, horrible, racist things on X. Perfectly fine. They're cool with it. You could attack the Yankees. You could be offensive, all you want. If you say the Mets are bad and then you say the bad thing, they're going to get you. It's a problem.
Yep.
It's a real problem here. We now know where Twitter stands on baseball. And it's all right. I'm here to make sure you and all of these fans understand how to handle the situation. I am suffering for you and for everybody else so that you can all avoid the problem and you don't have to go through the perils and be battle tested. I have battle tested it for you so you can avoid it. You can say, go fuck the Yankees, and they're really bad, and you will be fine. And then you can say the bad thing after that, and Twitter will be like, let's retweet it. Algorithm, 10,000 views. If you say one bad thing about the Mets and then say the bad thing, you're gone. Just like that. Just like that. And you know what it is? People are saying that it's a situation where there's a wrestler last year, and he just can't be seen. So I don't know. I don't know what to do here. 17 championships gone like that. And on that note, everybody, that is a wrap. So thanks so much for watching. And let's go Mets, right? They're the best team in the league. They're the best team in the league. And I approve this message. And hopefully Twitter, I'm sorry. I am sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was wrong for saying bad things that were truthful about the Mets. That is my public apology today. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a good one, and we will see you next week at some point. Peace.